It's late. I'm not sure how long I've been standing here, staring into the darkness of our bedroom, but the silence feels alive. There's a hum in my ears that drowns out distant traffic and the faint hum of the air conditioner. My eyes strain to make sense of the shadows, as if searching for some shape or figure that could explain everything. I'm aware of how absurd that is, and yet I stand, unable to move. Behind me, the half-opened window lets in a thin slice of moonlight. My name is Ethan. I'm a marketing executive who spent the better part of a decade forging a comfortable life in Los Angeles. Married. Settled, or so I thought. Tonight, I can't shake the feeling that everything I've built has turned on me. Maybe it started weeks ago, or months. Time's become slippery. The final blow landed a few hours ago, but it's been brewing for longer than I want to admit. I try to breathe, but my chest feels constricted. My phone lies face down on the unmade bed. I haven't touched it since I watched that damn video. There's a reason I don't like social media, a reason I stayed away from TikTok and the endless streams of curated perfection. And yet, ironically, it's how I found out. A random, insidious moment that sank its teeth into my life and tore it open. I close my eyes and see it again. She's there, Olivia, my wife, the woman I vowed to love and protect. In the video, she's standing in a bright studio, her hair tumbling around her shoulders, her posture electric. Next to her is a man, Austin, though at first, I only recognized him as that kid from some local commercials. The clip is just a few seconds. They're dancing or play acting. Until that moment. Their faces drift closer. Then the kiss. It wasn't staged. The heat I saw in her eyes was real. I'm not the only one who noticed. The comments beneath that video prove the world saw it too. A faint rustle in the hallway jolts me, and I turn around. The door is closed, but beyond it, everything is too still. She's here, somewhere in this house. I imagine her down in the living room, or maybe in the kitchen, arms wrapped around herself. But I can't picture her face. All I have is that mental snapshot from the video, lips parted, breathless with another man. My mouth is cotton dry, my throat scratchy. I don't want to speak, don't want to summon her name. And yet my thoughts keep repeating it like a broken record. Olivia. 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 I love her. God help me, even now. That's the worst part. A traitorous voice in my mind tries to reason it out. She might have done this for her career. She was always chasing the next big thrill. Maybe it was just a stunt. But I remember her eyes, the tilt of her head, the way her hand clutched the collar of his shirt. That wasn't acting. I don't know how much time passes before I hear footsteps. The doorknob turns, and she's there, a shadow in the doorframe. Ethan, she says softly, voice trembling. Can we talk? I force myself to look at her. The moonlight highlights the shape of her figure and the messy waves of her hair. Part of me wants to turn on the lamp, see her expression in detail. Maybe I can read the regret, if it's there. But I leave the room in darkness. It feels more honest. We can. I answer, my voice already on the verge of breaking. Something inside me wants to explode, but I clamp it down. She steps in slowly. I hear the rustle of her clothes. She's wearing a soft t-shirt, a pair of shorts, nothing fancy. But I can still recall how glamorous she looked that day in the clip. She was radiant under bright studio lights, playing the role of the fun, adventurous social media influencer. I'm sorry, Olivia begins. For a moment, I laugh. Or at least, a twisted sound that tries to pass as a laugh. Which part? I ask. My words come out ice cold, sharpened by the anger that's been building ever since I clicked that video. The kiss. The fact that you tried to hide it from me. Or that I had to find out from a bunch of strangers online. She tries to answer, but can't. Her lips part in that same way I saw on camera. And my stomach knots. I flick the bedside lamp on, flooding the space with weak yellow light. Now I see her face, her hazel eyes wide. Tears brimming but not falling yet. She's pale, unsettled. She looks vulnerable, and a part of me hates how that tugs at my heart. I want to remain furious, to punish her with the coldness in my voice, but I also want to hold her. "Ethan, I didn't plan this," she says, voice quivering. "It just happened. It meant nothing. You have to believe me." "Meant nothing," I repeat, tasting the words. My jaw locks. "I saw your face. That wasn't nothing." She opens her mouth, but I raise my hand, cutting her off. "I'm not done. Did you think I wouldn't see it?" I murmur. "You of all people know I hate social media." But then a coworker sent me a message. "Is this your wife?" And there it was. Olivia Green, hooking up with some younger guy in front of a camera for the world to see. She starts to step closer and I tighten my fist. Not to hurt her, but to keep my own control. If she touches me, I might crumble. "You want me to believe that was just a slip, a moment of weakness. The comments say you two look pretty comfortable together." "It was one clip," she pleads. "They edited it. Cut out context. The production team was messing around." They what? "Forced you to kiss him. I saw your expression. You looked." I can't even say the words. Turned on. Needy. Starving. I stare at her, waiting for some explanation that will make everything okay. But all she offers is watery eyes and half-breaths. My pulse throbs in my temple. "Tell me the truth. How long has this been going on?" "It's just a few weeks," Olivia confesses. She looks down, shoulders trembling. "Austin and I, we started talking outside filming. It was exciting. I never wanted to hurt you." Her voice cracks, but so does mine. "Well, you sure as hell did." A thick silence presses in. We both breathe unevenly, as if we've run a sprint. The air tastes stale, heavy with betrayal. I glance at the phone again, but can't bring myself to pick it up. She follows my gaze. "I know it's bad," she whispers, "but I can fix this. Please, just give me a chance to explain." But the anger is surging anew. I recall the humiliating moment when that coworker texted me the link. My boss, noticing my reaction in the office. People whispering. I'm a grown man, a marketing executive who prides himself on composure, yet my wife's meltdown of loyalty is going viral. And I had no clue it was happening. "You never saw fit to tell me that you'd made a new friend, huh?" I manage. "Maybe invite me to one of your video shoots so I could see what's up. Or did you prefer playing in secret?" "Stop," she breathes. "It's not like that." "Then tell me how it is." The explosion arrives. My voice rips out of my chest, echoing off the walls. "Tell me how I'm supposed to believe you're sorry when you're sneaking around with this damn actor who..." "Ho," she recoils. Her tears flow freely now, but my own eyes burn too. I see her trembling. A wave of shame battles my fury. She's in pain, but so am I. There's a savage part of me that wants her to feel everything I'm feeling, to drown in the same darkness. A vindictive urge I never knew I had. "I'll leave," she murmurs, her voice barely audible. "I'll go to the guest room." She steps back, her tear-streaked face scrunching in misery. I can't look at her anymore, so I turn away, letting her pass. The door clicks shut. My fingers release a breath I've been holding. I stand there, chest heaving, and realize a new tide of thoughts is coming. I'm alone with them again. I sink to the edge of the bed, 1,000 images whirling in my mind. Memories of how we met, how she once made me feel. I see glimpses of that damned video, replayed in slow motion. I hate it. I hate that I'm still in love with her. The first time I sensed something was off was about a month ago. She started dressing differently for her shoots, sleeker outfits, more glamorous makeup. She always cared about appearances, but it took a sharper edge. When I'd ask casual questions, "You're working with new producers," she'd dodge with breezy half-answers. I told myself she was just busy. I was too caught up in an upcoming campaign at work to dwell on it. Now I replay every conversation. Each time I asked about her day. and she'd flinch or hesitate before smiling. She was lying to me, but I didn't see. That's on me. Or is it? She got so good at the performance. She's always had a knack for charming people. That's how she built a following online. She's magnetic. So is he, apparently. Austin Rise, 28, with the tall, lean build and confident grin. If you Google him, you'll find a string of minor roles, commercials, photo shoots. He's been trying to break into film for years. His online presence exudes easy charm, more the free-spirited type than I ever was. I imagine them talking in a quiet corner of a studio, sharing stories, making each other laugh. She always told me she was starved for excitement, that I was too grounded, too serious. I brushed it off. Turned out, that hunger could lead her anywhere. I spend the rest of the night restless, drifting between half-sleep and jolted awareness. Each time I close my eyes, I see them. My mind churns with questions. Where else did they meet? Did they go to his apartment? A hotel? Did she tell him stories about our marriage? Did she call out his name in the dark, the way she used to call mine? When the first rays of dawn break, I'm still on the bed in my clothes. My phone is blinking with notifications, but I can't bring myself to open them. By 7, I force myself to stand, to face the day. I expect to find her in the kitchen. But it's silent. Our living room stands empty. She's not here. I notice her purse is gone. The car is missing from the driveway. There's no note. I should be furious that she left without saying goodbye, but I only feel hollow numb. Maybe she ran off to see him, or maybe she's just avoiding me. Either way, I'm alone. I slump into a chair and stare at the wall for what feels like an hour. My mind is a labyrinth of torment, searching for a door that could lead me to a single moment of clarity. Eventually, I get dressed, robotic, methodical. I put on a pair of slacks and a crisp shirt as if I'm heading into the office. But I can't go. Not after what happened. I look in the mirror, see the dark circles under my eyes, the tense line of my jaw. This is not me. I used to be so measured, so sure. Now I'm a man betrayed, undone by a handful of stolen kisses captured on camera for the world to see. She'll come back, I tell myself. She has to. We'll talk. Or fight. Something. I gather my wallet and keys, numb to everything but the compulsion to move. The phone remains on the bedside table, half charged, half abandoned. I drive aimlessly. The sun creeps higher. People go about their routines. Coffee runs, dog walks, commutes. I feel disconnected from all of it, like I'm watching a movie in slow motion. Eventually, I end up in a little diner not far from the apartment building, where we first lived when we moved to LA. The parking lot is almost empty. Inside, the fluorescent lights flicker slightly. I take a booth in the corner and order black coffee. My mouth tastes like cardboard, but I force myself to sip. The bitterness grounds me. For a moment, memories flood back. This is the place where Olivia and I used to celebrate small wins, like the time she got her first modeling job for a local boutique. We had no money, so we split a sandwich. We were bright-eyed, unstoppable. She used to joke that we'd come back someday and order the entire menu. Now, as I stare into the swirling liquid of my coffee, I see how far we've drifted. I see how badly I want to punish her, to make her pay for ripping my world apart. I also realize how much I still need her. That's the cruel truth. My chest twists with an emotion that's both rage and longing. Maybe I'm not sure which side to feed. I return home hours later. The moment I open the door, I hear a rustling from the living room. She's back. I find her on the couch, hugging her knees, eyes puffy from crying. A small suitcase stands by the door. You left, I say flatly. Her voice is raspy. I drove for a while, ended up parking at the beach. I wasn't thinking clearly. I needed air, sure. My voice is as cold as the tile under my feet. I walk further in. She stands, uncertain. You taking your suitcase somewhere? She looks at it, then at me. I thought maybe. If you didn't want me here, I'd go to a hotel. Or stay with my parents in San Diego. I can't stand how we left things last night. We left things with you cheating on me. I say, a tremor in my voice. That's how we left it. She flinches like I slapped her. Ethan, please. Just let me talk. Let me try to explain. Explain, I say, crossing my arms. My heart hammers as I wait. I need to hear how she spins this. She takes a shaky breath, looks down at her hands. It started with small flirtations on set. I was flattered. You know how I get, craving that spark. She cuts herself off. That's not an excuse. Just, it happened fast. One day we were in the dressing room waiting for a camera crew to arrive. And he kissed me. I didn't stop him. I should have. But there was this rush, like something new, something exciting. I felt stuck lately, like everything in our life was too predictable. And then Austin, he made me feel alive. My chest tightens. You think I don't know how to make you feel alive? She's quiet for a moment, tears sliding down her cheeks. You used to, but we lost that somewhere. I'm not blaming you. We drifted. And I was stupid enough to think a fling would fix my restlessness. The words a fling slice through me like shards of glass. I clench my teeth so hard, I worry they'll crack. Did you sleep with him? I demand, though I already suspect the answer. Her jaw works silently. Then, a tiny nod. My throat constricts, and for a moment, my vision spots with red. I want to shout, to tear the room apart. But instead, I grip the back of a chair, anchoring myself so I don't do something I'll regret. A single word trembles on my lips. How long ago? 2 weeks, she admits, voice barely above a whisper. It was just once. The wave of betrayal inside me surges to an unbearable height. I breathe raggedly, forcing myself to stay upright. This is worse than the video. The video might have been a mistake, some adrenaline-fueled moment on set, but a full-blown betrayal behind closed doors. That's a level of intimacy that screams heartbreak. She tries to continue, but my glare stops her. You lied in my bed. I manage, voice shaking. You told me you loved me, all while you were sneaking around with him. Don't you get it? This isn't just about a kiss on camera. You broke us. Olivia steps forward, hands raised in a pleading gesture. I know. I'm sorry. If I could take it back. But you can't. I snap. My breathing is unsteady. I can't look at her face, at the tears that might pull me back. I want her to understand a fraction of my pain. You humiliated me. There's a damn video out there making me look like a fool. Did he brag about me? Laugh behind my back? She shakes her head fiercely. No, he's not. He didn't mean to ruin anything. He thinks you're a good man. A bitter laugh escapes me. Oh, I'm sure he does. Didn't stop him from helping you cheat. I take a step closer, voice low. Is this the life you wanted? A fling with some aspiring actor who's probably too young to spell commitment. All for a few stolen thrills. Tears fall freely down her cheeks, but I don't let up. The anger inside me is too huge. My chest feels like it might burst. It's done. I say, voice trembling. We're done. You want to go to a hotel? Fine. Pack your bags. Because I can't look at you. She sobs, turning away. I see her shoulders quake. A savage part of me finds satisfaction in that. Another part wants to hold her. My fingers dig into the chair until my knuckles burn. The internal storm is overwhelming. Love and hate tangling, each fueling the other. She turns back to me, eyes shining, face streaked with tears, and for a fleeting second, I see the woman I married. The woman who used to share secrets over late-night dinners, who would run her fingers through my hair when I came home exhausted. I do love you, she manages through sobs. I'm so sorry. Her voice cracks so painfully, it tears at me. But the memory of her and Austin, It slams back in full force. I steel myself. Go, I say, pulling the word from somewhere deep and dark. Just go. She nods, like a condemned prisoner receiving a sentence. My breath shakes as she grabs her suitcase and walks to the door. My gaze follows the curve of her shoulders, the way she shudders with each breath. She glances back once, eyes pleading for me to reconsider. I don't move. She disappears through the door, and the click echoes in the emptiness that follows. For 2 days, we don't speak. I bury myself in work as best I can. My colleagues send me sympathetic looks, but I dodge their questions. Words like scandal and viral drama swirl in hushed tones. The last thing I need is pity. My boss tries to talk me into a leave of absence, but I refuse. The routine is the only thing keeping me from completely unraveling. Each night, I sit alone in the same living room where she pleaded for forgiveness. Sometimes I stare at my phone, which pings with messages from friends, acquaintances, even distant relatives. They all saw the video or heard rumors. I respond to almost no one, letting calls go to voicemail. I'm not ready to share my humiliation with the world. On the 3rd day, a message arrives from an unknown number. Ethan, it's Austin. I need to see you, please. I stare at the text, my pulse kicking up. My first instinct is to ignore it or block him. But curiosity, or maybe twisted rage, spurs me to reply. Before I know it, we're arranging a meeting at a quiet coffee shop near Sunset. I have no idea what he wants. Maybe he plans to apologize or offer some cheap explanation. Or maybe he thinks I won't punch him in the face. He might be right. I'm not a violent man, but he's playing with fire. When I arrive, Austin's already there, seated at a corner table. He looks younger than I recall. Tall, lean, wearing a simple black hoodie, jeans. He stands as I approach. For a moment, we size each other up. He has the posture of someone bracing for confrontation. Ethan, he says, thanks for meeting me. I nod curtly, dropping into the chair across from him. My back is stiff, arms crossed on the table. I notice the faint lines of tension around his mouth. Good. He should be uncomfortable. I can't believe I'm here. We order coffee without much ceremony. Then a silence settles. His eyes flick up, meeting mine. Look, I know you have no reason to hear me out, he begins, voice quiet. But I owed you an apology. For everything. I grit my teeth. My voice is low, barely contained. You think an apology fixes this? You slept with my wife. He closes his eyes, exhaling. I know. I never meant for it to go this far. Olivia told me things were rough at home. She said you weren't. He pauses, realizing he's stepped into a minefield. She said I wasn't what? I prompt, the anger vibrating in my chest. Austin's stare falters. She said you didn't understand her needs, that you barely noticed her anymore. She was lonely. And I was taken by her. She's incredible. I thought, maybe I could be good for her. I want to snap. But I force myself to keep calm. You've known her for what? A few months. And you decided you could offer more than our decade of marriage. He glances away, clearly aware how arrogant that sounds now. I guess I got carried away, he admits. I believed in something that wasn't real. The video. That was a stupid mistake. It was never supposed to be public. The editor uploaded it as part of some promotional snippet. I found out too late. My jaw clenches so hard it hurts. So you're sorry it went public, or sorry you did it at all? He swallows. Both. I shouldn't have touched a married woman. I let my ambition, my ego, get the best of me. I'd wanted to prove I could have her. A bitter laugh escapes me. Well, congratulations. You did. Now what? I don't know, he murmurs, shaking his head. We haven't talked since the video blew up. I saw her a few days ago. And she was in tears. She said she couldn't see me. A sharp pang hits my chest. So she's done with you too then? He doesn't respond, but his silence is enough. It's a twisted relief to hear it. I take a sip of my coffee, the bitterness suiting my mood. Why did you even ask me here? I demand. I guess I wanted to tell you I'm backing off, he says, voice subdued. I'll leave her alone. I won't bother you or her again. I just hope. He falters. I hope you two can work it out, if that's even possible. For a moment, the tension in my body roars. You destroyed my marriage. You can't just wave a wand and wish me good luck. You're part of this now. He meets my glare, swallowing hard. I know. I'm sorry. Truly. An awkward hush follows. I can hear the hiss of the espresso machine behind the counter, smell the faint scent of pastries. Everything around me is normal life, and yet inside, I'm boiling with the wreckage this man left behind. I fight the urge to lash out physically. Instead, I stand abruptly, scraping the chair across the floor. You got what you wanted, I say, voice trembling with suppressed fury. Now you're washing your hands of it. If you really want to help, then stay away from her. He nods, looking ashamed. I will. Again, I'm sorry. I throw a few bills on the table for the coffee. Keep your apologies. They won't fix anything. Without waiting for a reply, I stride out, my heart pounding so loud I can barely think. That night, the memories swirl mercilessly, stabbing me from every angle. I recall how I once believed a man could keep his world in check with the right balance of discipline and reason. Now I'm confronted with this raw, feral side of myself. I want retribution, some grand gesture that would make her regret every second in his arms. But also, a voice inside me whispers I can't let her go. Not like this. I wrestle with those conflicting urges, neither winning, both leaving me bleeding inside. I roam the house in the small hours. Her photos stare at me from the walls. Our wedding portrait, the corners now warped with time, mocks me. In it, she leans against my shoulder, her eyes full of devotion. I snatch the frame from the mantel, and almost fling it across the room. But I stop. My hand trembles. I gently place it back. I realize I need a plan. A man as methodical as me can't live in this chaos. Whether it's revenge or acceptance or something in between, I have to decide. That's how I survive. I can't keep drifting like this, letting the darkness devour me. I spend the next few days at work, diving into projects with ruthless focus. My colleagues sense the change. I'm sharper, colder, my tone more demanding. A part of me knows I'm pushing them too hard, but I don't care. I'm the marketing exec who must deliver results, and if I can't have stability at home, I'll wrestle some sense of power at the office. The quiet chatter about my marriage continues, but nobody dares approach me directly. They see the storm in my eyes. Olivia tries calling. I let the phone ring out. She sends messages, apologizing, pleading for the chance to talk. I delete them unread. Each time I see her name flash on the screen, my heart stings. I know we'll have to face each other eventually, but for now, I focus on stoking the fire of my resentment, because it's less painful than feeling love for her. But nights remain torture. The memory of her voice, the shape of her body, the way she once smiled just for me. It all taunts me. I find myself pacing past midnight, heading to the kitchen for a stiff drink. Whiskey dulls the edges of my rage, but never kills it completely. Then something changes. A message arrives in my inbox, a thread of old emails, forwarded to me anonymously. It's from a few years back, conversations she had with some ex-boyfriend, a fling she claimed ended long before we were married. The emails paint a different picture. They were still in contact much later, discussing her options, toying with what might have been. It seems she had secrets I never even suspected. I stare at the forwarded emails, hatred mixing with heartbreak. Who sent these? I scan for a clue in the metadata, but it's untraceable. My gut says it might be an old friend of hers, or maybe someone from Austin's circle. I realize it doesn't matter. What matters is that I now hold the proof of her repeated deceit. She lied about ending all contact with that man. My heartbreak redoubles, but so does my twisted sense of power. She thinks I only know about Austin. She has no idea I've uncovered more. My mind churns with possibilities. The same cunning I use in marketing campaigns starts to apply itself in a new dark way. I have leverage. I can use this to corner her. A part of me hates how manipulative it feels, but the rest of me is screaming. She deserves it. The next time Olivia calls, I answer. Her breath catches at the sound of my voice. Ethan. I let the silence hang before responding. We need to talk, I say evenly. Come home tomorrow night. 8 o'clock. She tries to stammer a reply, but I disconnect. My heart hammers. I set the stage. Now I need to see it through. The next evening, just before 8, I pace the living room, glancing at the clock. I've arranged it so the space looks uncomfortably neat. No trace of her presence, no sign of warmth. I want her to feel the void. Outside, headlights sweep across the window as a car pulls up. My pulse quickens. I open the door just as she steps onto the porch. She looks exhausted, hair pulled back in a simple ponytail, wearing jeans and a jacket. She offers a tentative smile that withers under my stony gaze. Thanks for letting me come, she says softly. I nod curtly, stepping aside to let her in. She glances around, noticing the house is too organized, too sterile. It must feel alien to her. We sit opposite each other at the kitchen table. It used to be where we'd share meals, laugh about silly things. Now we face each other like strangers, or worse, rivals. I fold my hands, meet her eyes. She fidgets with her jacket sleeve. You said we need to talk, she begins, voice trembling. I've tried calling you, texting. I know you're hurt. No, I say, cutting her off. Don't assume you know how I feel, because I don't think you realize just how deep this goes. She closes her eyes, wincing. I understand. I betrayed your trust. I lean forward, letting the tension in my voice coil tighter. Austin's out of the picture, huh? She nods. Yes, I told him I can't see him anymore. We ended whatever it was. I don't want that life. My tone is cold. But you wanted it before, didn't you? She looks at me with tears brimming. I was stupid, reckless. I was looking for. She stops, as if the words cut too close. A part of me that felt alive. But it was the worst mistake of my life. I swear to you, if there's any way to fix this. I slam my hand on the table. She jolts, tears spilling out. You think you can walk back in here, say sorry, and I'll be your safe harbor again. I hiss. What if I told you I know more than that? That I know about your old fling you supposedly ended years ago. Her face goes stark white. She gates. How? What are you talking about? I fish out my phone, open the forwarded emails, slam it on the table in front of her. She scans them, horror blooming across her features. You see, Olivia, I say, voice quiet but tense. I'm not just some knave husband you can fool. I have your secrets, and you can't deny it anymore. She looks up, eyes wide, tears sliding down her cheeks. Ethan, that was before. I mean, we were barely engaged. Doesn't matter. I snap. You lied. You told me it was completely done. But you were still chatting with him, discussing your future. Don't you realize how that cheapens everything we shared? She crumples. I'm sorry, so sorry. I didn't leave you for him back then. I chose you. I bark out a bitter laugh. Yes, you chose me. Until you needed the next thrill, the next conquest. Then you chose someone else, again. I guess your definition of love is flexible. She buries her face in her hands, sobbing. I watch, my jaw tight. This is the moment I've wanted. To see her so broken that she finally understands my pain. But instead of feeling satisfied, my stomach churns with nausea. She's crying like her world is ending, and a twisted part of me wants to reach out and comfort her. "Why are you showing me this now?" she asks, voice muffled. "What do you want?" I inhale, forcing steel into my voice. "I want to see if you can handle the consequences," I say slowly. "I could expose you, ruin your reputation online. You're already teetering after that video. Imagine if people learned you've been playing men for years." She looks up, horrified. "You wouldn't do that. That's not who you are." I stare at her. "Funny. You also weren't supposed to be the woman who'd cheat on her husband." Guess we're all full of surprises. Her tears flow anew, and I drink in the sight with a painful mix of anger and pity. My plan was to destroy her illusions, to let her live in the fear I've been drowning in. Yet, as I watch her tremble, a new wave of emotion surges. Love, heartbreak, everything. She's not just a traitor. She's the woman who shared my life for 10 years, the one I still catch glimpses of in every memory. After a tense pause, I stand. I walk around the table, stopping behind her. She stiffens, uncertain. My voice drops to a near whisper. "Don't worry. I'm not going to blast you online. But I'm not letting you off easy, either. You want to come back into my life. Then you need to live with what you did." She swallows. "I'll do anything. Stay," I say. "Stay in this house, in this broken marriage. Feel every ounce of the guilt. Because I'm not sure I can ever forgive you. But I also can't let you go. I'm not that strong. Or maybe I'm too twisted." She looks up, eyes brimming with gratitude and desperation. "Yes," she whispers. "I'll do anything to fix this. I'll prove I'm worthy." I laugh harshly, cutting her off. "Don't pretend it's all going to be better now. You'll sleep in the guest room. You'll walk on eggshells for as long as it takes for me to decide what's next. You're going to face yourself every day. That's my revenge." Trembling, she nods. I understand. I circle back to my seat, my breathing ragged. "Good. Now get out of my sight. I can't stand looking at you right now." She stands, tears dripping onto the floor, and walks down the hall to the guest room. Once she's gone, I bury my face in my hands. My chest feels tight, twisted. I realize I feel no triumph. There's only a dark emptiness settling in. Perhaps this is the cost of vengeance. Days turn into weeks. Olivia stays in the guest room, tiptoeing around me. Sometimes she tries to cook breakfast or clean in an attempt to mend what she broke. I accept it with grim indifference. We barely speak except for logistical matters. We go through motions like strangers forced to share a space. I see her trying not to cry when she thinks I'm not looking. She's alive, but she's not living. And I can't deny a part of me finds a bitter satisfaction in that. She must remain in the mess she created. I watch her fold laundry mechanically, do the dishes without complaint. For a woman who once thrived on excitement, it's a special kind of torment to be trapped in this quiet house, overshadowed by my constant anger. At night, I replay it all, the betrayal, the humiliating viral clip. I imagine her with Austin, how she must have felt. My mind conjures erotic images that cut me to the core. Sometimes I jerk awake, coated in sweat, heart pounding as if from a nightmare. In the next room, she does the same. I hear her muffled sobs. Yet every time the urge to comfort her surfaces, I remind myself of the sting of betrayal. I hold on to that sharpness to keep from slipping into forgiveness too easily. I know I'm not okay. My internal monologue rips me apart. Do I want to salvage something from this wreck, or do I want to watch her burn in the ashes? Both desires tear at me. Work is my only respite, or so I think. One afternoon, while finalizing a major campaign at the office, my boss walks in. He closes the door gently, concern etched on his face. "You got a minute, Ethan?" I exhale, bracing myself. "Sure." He sits down, leaning forward, voice low. "I'm worried about you. You've been on edge for a while. The team's anxious. And to be blunt, clients are noticing. It's your show, but we can't risk the brand." He's right. I rub my temples, feeling a headache forming. I'm doing my best, I say, but it's weak. I get it. You're going through a personal crisis, he says softly. Look, take a break. Sort out whatever's happening at home. I can't have you unraveling on a major campaign. My pride flares, but I sense the logic. I nod once, swallowing the knot in my throat. I understand. He offers me a small, sympathetic smile. We'll manage here. Come back when you're in a better place. That evening, I sit on the living room couch, feeling like a displaced man with nowhere to go. My career is paused. My marriage is in ruins. Olivia emerges from the hallway, eyes flicking to me. She's wearing a plain t-shirt and sweatpants, so different from the glamorous outfits she used to flaunt online. A moment passes, thick with unspoken tension. I made dinner, she says quietly. You should eat. I don't reply, just watch her. The smell of roasted chicken and herbs drifts from the kitchen. It's a simple meal, one she knows I like. I realize I haven't had a proper dinner in days, just sandwiches or takeout. My stomach rumbles. Slowly, I stand and follow her into the kitchen. The table is set with plates, napkins, a candle lit in the center. She must be trying everything to soften my walls. We sit across from each other, the candlelight flickering on our faces. I notice new shadows under her eyes, the slump in her shoulders. She picks at her food, hardly taking a bite, too focused on whether I'll snap. We eat mostly in silence, but I'm grateful for the warmth of real food. Halfway through, I break the quiet. I'm taking time off work. She glances up, concerned. Why? I push a piece of chicken around my plate. I'm not fit to be there right now. Boss's orders. She hesitates. I'm sorry, Ethan. If it's my fault. Of course it's your fault. I snap, more out of habit than real anger. She flinches. My appetite wanes, replaced by guilt. I mutter, I just can't keep focusing on anything else until I figure out what I'm doing. She nods, swallowing. I understand. Something in her tone makes me set down my fork. I look at her carefully for the first time in weeks. She looks smaller somehow. Fragile. The part of me that loves her stirs, sending an ache through my chest. You're not sleeping well, I say quietly, surprising myself. She offers a sad smile. Neither are you. We lock eyes. And for a moment, the hatred dissipates. There's an ocean of hurt and regret between us. I feel my defenses wobble. Despite everything, she's still Olivia, the woman I built a life with. Slowly, I push my chair back, stand up, and blow out the candle. Without another word, I walk away. But that night, I can't shake her troubled expression. Around midnight, I find myself standing outside the guest room. I hear soft sobs. My hand rests on the doorknob. I could go in, hold her, or say something. Anything. But I don't. I back away, returning to my lonely bed. Days pass, slipping into a limbo of forced coexistence. She tries to do little kindnesses, leaving fresh coffee for me, ironing my shirts. I remain guarded, each gesture stirring a swirl of emotions. I know she's atoning in her own way. But does that absolve her? I'm not sure. One afternoon, I step out for groceries. When I return, I find her in the living room, rummaging through boxes. Old photos and mementos lie scattered around her. Tears are in her eyes as she turns a picture over in her hands. It's our wedding photo. A sharp pang hits my chest. She sees me in the doorway. I was looking for some old receipts, and I found these, she says softly. I haven't seen them in years. I stay silent, though I remember that day vividly. The church was small, decorated with white roses. She wore a simple dress. I wore a black suit. I was so nervous I could barely breathe. But the moment I saw her, all that worry melted into wonder. She picks up a different photo from the floor. It's from our first apartment, where we huddled close on a tattered couch. I remember how thrilled we were just to be in lay, chasing our dreams. The memory slices through me. We had so much hope. I wish I could go back, she murmurs, tears hovering. I'd do it all differently. I'm frozen, my throat tight. Then she turns to me, tears finally falling. I know you hate me, she says. I deserve it, but I need you to know, I love you. I always have. I was weak, and I wanted to feel it rush again. But you're everything. I fight the lump rising in my throat. If that were true, you wouldn't have done it. She nods, lips trembling. Yes, you're right. I can't defend it. But I want to fix us. I want to try. I'll give up everything. My career, the social media, the modeling gigs. Whatever it takes. I just want you back. Her desperation is raw, and it robs me of breath. I can almost believe her sincerity. Almost. My voice is a ragged whisper. You can't erase what you did. She sets the photos aside, stands, and slowly closes the distance between us. My heartbeat thrums in my ears. She lifts her hand, almost touching my cheek, then falters. I know that, she whispers. But I want to spend the rest of my life atoning, if you'll let me. My eyes burn with tears I don't want to show. This is the moment I've dreaded, where her heartbreak stirs my own. I can't hate her as purely as I want, because part of me still loves her enough to break. Suddenly, a flush of warmth courses through me. My anger flares, but behind it is longing. For the first time in weeks, the longing wins. I grab her wrist, gently but firmly. Her eyes widen. I hate that I can't stop loving you, I admit, my voice shaking. I hate it, but I can't change it. Her tears fall, and she nods. We stand like that for a moment, the air charged with everything unsaid, love, resentment, regret. Then, as if pulled by a gravitational force, she steps closer, pressing her forehead to mine. Her breath trembles on my cheek, and for the first time in what feels like a lifetime, I embrace her. She shakes with sobs, clutching at my back, burying her face in my chest. I hold her, the weight of our pain pressing in. The memory of betrayal still lingers, but so does the memory of our bond. We stand, suspended in this fragile bubble, each of us shattered but somehow clinging to the same piece of driftwood. After a minute, she whispers, I'm so sorry. I nod into her hair. I know, I say, my own tears stinging my eyes. But I can't promise I'll forgive you. She pulls back slightly, her face streaked with tears. I'll wait. I don't reply, just hold her gaze. Slowly, I lean in, pressing my lips to her forehead. She exhales, trembling, and I taste the salt of her tears. We stay like that, hearts pounding, until the moment breaks with a choked sob from her throat. She retreats to the guest room, and I let her go. The next morning, I wake early. My head throbs with a hangover of emotion. I shuffle into the kitchen, expecting silence, but she's there, rummaging through the pantry. She jumps when she sees me, then offers a tentative smile. I was going to make breakfast, she explains, voice hushed. I nod, sinking into a chair. I watch her move about the kitchen, careful and quiet, as if afraid to disturb me. An unexpected memory surfaces. Years ago, I surprised her with breakfast in bed on her birthday, pancakes shaped like hearts that looked more like blobs. She laughed but ate them anyway. We were so happy then, a silly kind of bliss that seems distant now. She sets a plate of scrambled eggs and toast in front of me. Thank you, I say, managing a soft tone. My mind replays that moment from last night, how we held each other, the brief taste of closeness. Guilt and longing simmer together. Halfway through breakfast, she musters the courage to speak. I got an offer, a small modeling job, a friend's brand, just a one-day shoot. She hesitates. I haven't answered yet because I said I'd give it up if that's what you wanted. I stare at her. The memory of her and Austin in a studio rushes back. My jaw tenses. Do you really think I'd want you in front of a camera again? She lowers her gaze. I assumed not. I can turn it down. A swirl of conflicting emotions grips me. I want to punish her, to deny her the career she valued over our marriage. But at the same time, if we're going to rebuild anything, we can't do it with her living as my prisoner. I realize I don't actually want to bury her alive. I just wanted her to know my pain. Take the chute, I say abruptly, surprising myself. Just be transparent. Let me know when you're going. Who's there? Her eyes widen. She nods. I will. Silence descends. She fiddles with a napkin, an anxious habit. Thank you, she whispers. I nod, but don't respond. As the weeks pass, we live in a tense truce. She resumes some small gigs, always telling me the details. Sometimes I check up on her, not because I want to, but because I can't help the ugly suspicions. It's humiliating to realize I've become that man, constantly questioning, never trusting. She tries to reassure me with texts or calls, each time sounding contrite. And I resent needing those reassurances. Our nights are mostly separate, but occasionally we drift closer. A shared conversation over dinner, a moment where our hands brush and linger. The pain of betrayal remains, though. I see it in her eyes whenever she looks at me, an unspoken apology. And I feel it in my gut when I see her phone light up with a message. Fear spikes. Is that Austin? Or someone else? I never fully confronted her about the deeper level of revenge I once planned. Exposing her secrets, publicly humiliating her. Maybe a part of me realized that wouldn't fix anything. Instead, I've trapped her in this limbo with me, forcing her to prove her remorse daily. It's a slow, grinding form of punishment, but it's also a twisted path toward healing, if that's even possible. Eventually, she asks if she can move back into the master bedroom. I deliberate in silence, then nod, unsure if I'm making a mistake. The first night we share the bed, she sleeps on the far edge, rigid and quiet, as if I might lash out at any moment. I'm too tense to sleep well. But at dawn, I wake to find her pressed lightly against my back, her breath on my shoulder. The warmth of her presence stirs something deep. Despite everything, my body remembers her, knows her shape. I lie there, unmoving, until the alarm goes off and breaks the moment. One evening, about 3 months after the incident, we confront the final question. We're in the living room, sharing a tense quiet. I've just come in from a late grocery run. She's on the couch, hugging her knees. There's a single lamp on, casting a gentle glow. Ethan, she says, voice trembling. I have to know, are we ever going to be okay again? The question lances through me. I set down the shopping bag and walk over, standing in front of her. She gazes up, searching my face for an answer I don't have. I can't forget what happened, I say quietly. And I still don't trust you. But I'm not ready to lose you. Not yet. Tears shine in her eyes. I'll keep trying. Every day for the rest of my life, if I have to. I sink onto the couch beside her, exhaling shakily. That's the thing, I murmur. I haven't forgiven you. And maybe I never will. But I need you here, and I hate myself for needing you. Yet I do. She leans her head against the back of the couch, fresh tears rolling down. After a heavy beat, she whispers, I love you, Ethan, even now. For a long moment, I say nothing. My heart clenches with a fierce ache. Then I tilt my head, looking at her tear-streaked face. There's a vulnerability in her eyes that I recognize. It's the same fear gnawing at my insides. The fear that neither of us can let go, that we're bound together by love and pain in equal measure. I love you too, I say, my voice breaking. That's why it hurts so damn much. She reaches for my hand. I let her take it, feeling our palms pressed together. Tentative, shaking. The tears come then, for both of us. They're tears of anger, sorrow, longing, and a tiny shred of hope. I can't stop them, so I let them flow, my throat raw from holding it in. She shifts closer, and I press my forehead to hers, our breath mingling in the space between. We remain like that, trembling in each other's arms, neither fully healed nor fully broken. I sense that the road ahead is still dangerous, lined with triggers, regrets, and temptations. Yet in this moment, for once, we're honest. We're battered, but we still exist together. Uncertain as it is, eventually, our breathing evens out, tears subsiding. She pulls back slightly, wiping her face. My hand comes up to brush away her last few tears, a gesture more tender than I thought I had left in me. Maybe we won't be okay, I whisper, but at least we're here. She nods, voice trembling with gratitude. Together, together, I echo, feeling the words settle into me. A shaky sigh escapes her. I tighten my arms around her, and we hold each other as if the world beyond the walls doesn't exist. Maybe that's the final, punishing lesson. Love is complicated, and heartbreak doesn't vanish overnight. But sometimes, even after betrayal, two people can cling to the shattered pieces and attempt to rebuild. It might be madness. It might be salvation. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. But I know I'm holding my wife, trembling with the memory of how she tore me apart, and the knowledge that she's still the only woman I can't live without. That contradiction is my fate, at least for now. And as her fingers interlace with mine, I surrender to the fierce, bitter, stubborn hope that maybe, just maybe, love can survive even this. We sit there in silence until the night claims us, the only sound our uneven breath, the only certainty the warmth of her body, and the last surge of emotion that finally, painfully, sets us free.